Hi, this is John Logan Parsons III from Immerser, and I wanted to take a little time to talk to you about a upcoming single that I've been working on. It's kind of a cool story. So long time ago, back in the '90s, when I was a kid, I was in a band called Escape. Before that, we were called Cement to Concrete. We were little kids and rocking out. And this band consisted of myself on guitar and Tony DiAndrea on drums and Mike Amaro on bass. And these guys were my best friends and are still some of my best friends, and a lot of history there. We were only a band for a short while, but in that time we wrote tons of music, played a lot of shows, block parties and Halloween shows and stuff like that, and recorded a bunch of demos and things like that. But it was a pretty powerful time. And not too long ago, I got word that Tony's father had passed away. His name was Dave DiAndrea, and he had a huge impact on myself, but also the band as a whole. He's very inspirational to us. I actually think that he taught me my first E chord on the guitar, if I'm not mistaken. But just an amazing person, super supportive of the music we were doing. All of our parents were supportive of the creative stuff we were doing, pretty important guy. So it was pretty upsetting to hear that he passed away. I figured, it's time that I reach out to the other band members and maybe write something together again. And keep in mind, we really haven't, kept in contact and haven't written anything or played any music together in like 26 years, I think. So it was I was a little nervous that the guys wouldn't really be interested or anything, but everybody was interested, and we just started talking and had some good Zoom calls and some phone calls, and we've all been working really hard on a new song. The song's called Afterthought, and that's named after Tony's dad. He had a band when he was a kid, and or a young guy, and it was called Afterthought. So we thought it was fitting to name the song after that. And then a lot of the lyrical content is just some stuff that's related to some things from back in that time, and some of it's kind of stream of consciousness for me, at least, thinking back to that time, where my head was at that time. And that was actually part of the fun of doing this, was putting myself back in that headspace, back in the early mid '90s. What were my thoughts like? What kind of stuff was I listening to? Things like that. And part of that process was I used to have a Fender Stratocaster. It was almost like a yellow, like an Olympic white color, and it had a Cat in the Hat sticker on it and some skull stickers on it and stuff. And that guitar meant a lot to me. I no longer have it, but I figured I would recreate that guitar. So I took the time to try to research and find the exact stickers I used and put it all together. And so that was kind of a part of getting in that headspace. And I actually used that guitar on this new song, so it's kind of interesting. And then, so the Cat in the Hat for me was kind of a logo I liked back then, and it was on my guitar and stuff. So, that's why I'm in the spirit. I've got the Immerser Cat in the Hat shirt on right now to kind of stay in that headspace. So the whole process was amazing. I think we wrote something really powerful, and I'm really impressed with what we've come up with. And everybody was involved in it, and drums and bass and the lyrics and everything. And so really excited for you guys to hear this. It's coming out soon. It will be released under the Immerser, but it is a collaboration with my buddies, Mike and Tony. And, I want to thank them very much for working with me on this and stuff. And I'm sure Dave would be really proud of this. So I'm really excited, and it'll be coming out soon. So keep your eyes open and your ears peeled. And yeah, talk to you soon.
Hey, how's it going? If you don't know me, my name is Tony DiAndrea. I was the drummer for John Parsons and Mike Amaro back when we were all kids. The three of us decided to come together and make a song in dedication to my dad. So let's talk about Afterthought. Afterthought was a band that my dad was in, and we all came together to write this song in dedication to my dad, who passed away in 2020. And the lyrics, the sounds, and the themes in this song are really just a tribute to him and the time that we all grew up back in the 90s in the Bay Area. I think all of our parents really had a pivotal role in fostering our musical aspirations, but my dad, Dave DiAndrea, he was kind of the music dad. He was the one who was also a musician. He loved to let us practice at the house, talk about music, show us his music, bring us to his shows, come to our shows, record our shows, let us use his guitars, his equipment, his recording stuff. He was just really, really supportive, and I think he was really unique, him being a musician as well. He put up with us just being really bad in the beginning. That's just how it starts with everyone, especially me being a drummer. It's like, you can't just practice quietly as a drummer. You're gonna have to suck out loud to a bunch of people that are near you and piss off the neighbors, and he didn't care. When I was 2 years old, he put me in front of a drum set and gave me drumsticks, so I mean, I really owe it all to him, what I became later in life. But yeah, this song has everything. It's full of emotion. It's got stuff that makes me cry, it has stuff that makes me happy, it has stuff that hypes me up. It's a lot. It's got everything in it. The chorus talks about Encina, which is the street I grew up on with my dad, place where I really formed myself as a musician. Huge credit to John. He was the one that came up with the riffs, and we were just kind of the ones from afar picking which riffs are good and what to add or take away from them, and what kind of tempo we want, what kind of a sound we want. And of course, doing most of the vocals, him and Mike, they did a really good job collaborating. We didn't want to go too crazy and too hardcore with it. We wanted to have some feeling, but also have it kind of kick a little bit. Anyways, I'd love to do some songs with these guys in the future. We probably will. The lyrics have a lot of little hidden gems. Every little thing has a meaning to it. And the actual hook is very catchy, and it gets stuck in your head, and I like it a lot. And hope you guys enjoy.
First of all, I just want to thank you guys for making this track with me and not abandoning it when it got difficult, because I just really like how it turned out. And since you guys already covered a lot of the basics and the main objective of what we just did, I'm just going to mention a few little tidbits that nobody has mentioned so far, like the fact that we were all 40 at the same time while we were making this track. So we're definitely not young anymore. I just think it's an interesting time to finally come together and actually make some music that feels really good to listen to. Because the whole time we were playing before, we were just like learning, and man, were we terrible. I was terrible. I had a lot to learn. You guys were there witnessing the terrible. And I don't feel that way this time. It's like all of that effort finally feels like it has a home, you know? And I think it's a fitting tribute to Dave with how much he gave to our passion. It was like really easy to get into the mode when we would go over to Tony's house and just jam. And it happened for so long. Like since I was like 11 or 12. I think I first jammed over there when I was like 11, but it wasn't with like a real drum set. It was just like keyboards and a fucking little tin can drum set. But up until I was probably like 17, I think that was, so for like a long time, that was like the spot we could always go and just play loud and even just make music that was just horrible. Oh, and yeah, Dave was just so supportive in a way of like, yeah, I know it sucks, but like, keep doing it. He wasn't filling us with sort of false confidence necessarily. He was just like, yeah, guys, keep it up. This is awesome. So I think Dave would appreciate this song. I think he'd be like, oh, you guys finally did something of substance. This is really good. But yeah. Thanks for making this song with me, guys. No, that was fun.